The King 5 investigators have learned Washington state foster kids are being kicked out of a foster home to make room for migrant children who cross the border. Glad to have you with us tonight. I'm Greg Copeland.
I'm Jessica Janner Castro in for Joyce Taylor. King 5 investigator Chris Ingalls spoke with the foster parents who are worried about what will happen to those foster kids. Chris also asked the company that's taking them out why.
This just doesn't make sense to me, They even told me, you're doing a good job, thank you very much.
Edmundo Serena Sanchez stands outside the Renton home in which he and his wife have lived for 7 years. Not just a house, but a home over the years for about 20 hard-to-place foster kids.
Our program and our license is kids up from 12 years old to 18 years old. So we choose to do teenagers because they're very hard to find places for them,
Then, last month, Edmundo got this notice that his foster home contract will be terminated and he'll need to move out. What did you think?
Well, the first reaction was to ask them, okay, you want us to move out of here, and what's going to happen with the kids?
The 4 foster kids currently living in the house were so upset, Edmundo says he had to take one child to the hospital because of panic attacks. This is the empty bed of another. A teenager, Edmundo says, ran away after he heard that he may be forced to move to a new foster family.
I worry very much about him because, he's 16, 17 years old. And he doesn't have a job.
In this house, Edmundo and his wife manage 4 therapeutic foster care beds for kids with serious behavioral problems. Because of the shortage of therapeutic beds, the state has increasingly been housing foster kids in hotel rooms and even in state office buildings, as we've shown in previous King 5 investigations.
So who would do this to Edmundo, his wife, and their little foster family? It's the Friends of Youth that actually own their home. And Edmundo says it's the Friends of Youth, a private social services organization, that's actually kicking them out.
In this letter last month, the organization told Edmundo the house will be transitioned for a different strategic vision and will be used to house unaccompanied youth. Those are migrant children who cross the U.S. border without an adult. The number of unaccompanied minors has surged under the Biden administration.
At the end of the day, we need to take care of our own first. And we have so many foster kids that we are failing.
State Representative Michelle Caldier is looking into the case after we contacted her. The Port Orchard Republican is herself a foster parent and former foster child who wonders why an organization would kick out a family during a pandemic.
It's awful. It's awful. I mean, this is our most vulnerable group of kids. And this is how we're treating them. And I think it's horrible.
Friends of Youth is a nonprofit with a 70-year history of providing support services for homeless and foster youth. Caldier suspects that the organization has made a decision to pursue federal contracts to house migrant children for financial reasons.
They tend to chase the dollars. So there's a reason as to why they're choosing to go with the unaccompanied minors and choosing to change their program.
Is this about the money?
It is not. The money is not a factor in this decision.
Deanne Adams, Friends of Youth Chief Program Officer, says her organization has assisted migrant children for 10 years now. And it decided to use the Howard House, the home where Edmundo now lives, to house more migrant children to ease the crisis at the U.S. border.
It specifically is directly related to consideration of being able to use our resources in order to serve the largest number of youth that we're able. We will not be receiving additional or increased revenue as a result of this decision.
And Friends of Youth serve 3,000 kids in King County every year, so obviously they do a lot of good in the community. What Edmundo can't understand is why they would make this decision at the expense of several foster kids who have to leave their safe and stable homes. Friends of Youth says it has found them all new homes, and that was Chris Ingalls with that investigation.